morning, ladies and gentlemen, David here, and welcome back to another video. And I have this idea for a potential series that I'm going to do on the channel for my Metaphor ReFantazio playthrough. I am looking forward to reading you guys' comments and thoughts on this idea that I have. So it's going to be kind of like not a let's play of my Metaphor playthrough, but it's going to be section by section, meaning video by video. What are my thoughts about X section of the game, right? So this video is, as the title says, my experience with Metaphor for the first 20 hours of gameplay. Obviously, I'm going to talk spoilers, so I'm going to talk about my experience with the first 20 hours. There's going to be spoilers for the first 20 hours. I am kindly asking you guys to not talk about anything that wasn't discussed in the video in the comment section. That way people aren't getting spoiled. I am not getting spoiled either, because I'm enjoying this game and I really don't want to get spoiled. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and please tell me in the comment section. That way I'm going to keep going with other videos. 40 hours in, my thoughts, 60, 80, 100, because I know I'm going to be playing this game for a long time, and I don't plan on doing an in-depth review specifically. I really want to go off the cuff and talk about my reaction to like what happened in the story and the game. What did I notice? What new feature do I like or not? It should be really fun, and I have a lot to say for the first 20 hours, so let's get right into it. Alright, so the 20 hours here is very interesting. So I've been playing the game again for about 20 hours, and I've experienced everything in the demo, which is the first 6 hours or so, 3 times, because I played it on Series X during my preview event in NYC in August. I played it on Series S for my video sponsor that I uploaded last week for ATLUS, and my main playthrough is on PlayStation 5. So now, only 20 hours in. I know it's not a lot, but still. And I'm not going to go over what I already said for my preview, because you guys know my opinion on the matter, so I'm not going to talk about what's happening in the demo, but mostly what happens afterwards. So my current party consists of the protagonist, Stroll, and Hulkenberg. I have not met the 4th party member yet, but I know who the 4th party member is, and I know I'm about to fight them, okay? So right now, I am going to an area which has Heisme, which is a character that I have to hunt down for my participation in the Royal Tournament. Now let's start with that. The Royal Tournament, the concept itself, the fact that you gain popularity and you elevate yourself through the ranks to become the next king, to have your spot on the throne, that concept alone is super dope. I like that everything that you do makes you more popular, makes you raise in the rankings. I love that so much. I am doing a completionist playthrough for this game, which means I'm doing all the quests, I am doing all the bounty missions, which I'll get back to in a second, and it's been a blast because all of that raises your popularity, which is, again, very, very awesome. The bounty missions, you guys, is a standout. I did the Godborn mission, which is like one of the first one with the little orcs characters that you can fight, and this motherfucker, I'm sorry for my language, but I struggled, and this is another thing that I want to talk about, the difficulty. I am playing this game on normal. I have been playing Megaton for over a decade, and I never considered myself good at these games. I started my Vengeance playthrough on hard, and I decided to change back to normal at like 10 hours in or so, because I'm like, it's not for me. I suck. Let me play on normal. And even on normal, this game is kind of beating my ass. So my team right now is, I have the protagonist as a mage, so I'm using a full-on magic build. I have Stroll as a merchant, but I also have him as a knight. I kind of switch between them. And I have Hulkenberg, which switches from a healer to a seeker. So I think my build is kind of strange, I'll be honest. I'm not sure it works that well, so I'm looking forward to unlocking new archetypes to make my build stronger. I want to have a second archetype that I use often with my protagonist, so if you guys have any recommendations for me, feel free to give me that. So once I beat that orc character for the bounty quest in the new city that I unlocked, I raised my popularity rank, which is cool. I have a few bonds now that I unlocked as well. So Katharina is a bond that we unlocked a long time ago. My favorite yet, though, is, well, I have two. There's either Brigida, which gave me the merchant archetype. She is great with her little puppy and everything. I am enjoying her storyline so far, and I enjoy her as a character as well. She's very direct, and I am here for it. Very, very intrigued in her backstory and what's going to happen there. Now, the other bond that I like quite a bit is none other than the gunner archetype Nuris, the driver of your gauntlet runner. I think has a character, he's very funny, he's very unique as well. I always liked his design when ATLUS first revealed him, but I'm glad to see that, hey, I just like him in general in the game. I think he is great. So I have not used the gunner archetype yet because I just unlocked him as of the time of recording this video, but so far it's been really cool. And just the gauntlet runner itself, y'all, is really fun. Like, you have so much stuff to do in there. You have activities to raise all your general stats, right? So imagination and all of that. You have bonding events that you can go through in the gauntlet runner. I like how you explore too. You have to make sure you have enough time to get to a certain destination. Sometimes you're gonna have to go through a certain destination for a request. You might want to hold on to this request to have something else to do at that location as well. That way you save time. You knock two apples at one time, you know what I mean? So I've been really enjoying this whole thing. I don't feel like I'm progressing that much in the story because of all the side stuff that I'm doing. Again, for now, I am up to date on requests. I did all of them. There is this one shady character in the new town that I met who I have to increase one of my stats to be able to speak with him because someone just stole Grius's dagger from me, and I am not able to retrieve it without speaking to this character, and I can't yet. So this character looks really shady. I'm looking forward to hearing more about what's his goal, what's his role, and what's gonna happen with him. I assume I'm gonna have a bond of some sort. I think he has this very unique design that leads me to believe that this character is gonna have a more important role than the game's leading me to believe. So yeah. Another thing that I really like about the Gauntlet Runner and about how you travel here, other than the gameplay side of things, I like how the Gauntlet Runner looks. I like the different locations that you can explore. There is one thing that was kind of like, okay, this is where they cut a corner a little bit. It's a minor thing, but certain locations are not locations that you can explore, like towns or anything. You are going to enter that location. There might be a merchant, there might be someone to talk to, but it's just a still background. It's a bland background that doesn't move, that isn't animated. You see your characters, they talk, and then they leave. They grab an item, they leave. You can't explore. There isn't shops, there isn't requests in certain locations. But again, this world map, I think, is going to be huge, and the locations themselves that you can actually explore, the cities and all of that, they're huge, and there's a lot of things to do in them. So these fixed backgrounds locations for now are not bumming me at all. I don't mind them, but I kind of felt like they kind of felt funny to me when I first saw them. I was like, oh, well, that's a clash against big locations that I can explore and stuff, you know? But I do love how the story is narrated when traveling on the map. There is a narrator telling you what's going on, what's happening in the story, and it kind of feels like you are actually living through the Prince's book, you know, of wanting an equal world and everything. So you're making your way through this book as you play the game, and I love that so much about Metaphor. It really helps with my immersion of the game. Another thing that really helps is, I mean, again, I talked a lot about the tone and setting of Metaphor being very different than anything Persona and SMT, and I still stand by that 20 hours in. I think the game is very different in a lot of aspects, so that to me is good. The environments and dungeon designs are helping too. Like, the cities, they're grandiose, they look good. The dungeons are also very interesting. The designs, they're crazy. I was in a dungeon yesterday which was basically the inside of a human. I was inside a human. You know what scene I'm talking about? You're inside the human, and you have to get to the anus to get out of the human after a battle with said human because he hates you. This works. It works too well for what it is. It made me laugh. It's interesting. Again, it's a fantasy game. It's very medieval. It's unique, and I love it. I'm here for it. I was not expecting to be running out of an anus with poop following me around, you know? I was not expecting that at all. And the game tells you, hey, get to the anus. That's it. It's your goal, basically. So I thought that was very funny. And again, even in that dungeon, there was this fish-looking dude which has basically some what looks like a dick, basically a dickhead, and it's actually a fish. This motherfucker gave me trouble a little bit in the dungeon. So again, I am struggling right now with my current party, with my current build. So I'm looking forward to expanding that. And again, if you guys want to give me tips and stuff, I'm going to try and we'll talk about them in future videos again if you guys enjoy the content. Again, the side quests and requests I feel are very interesting too, so I've been enjoying completing all of them. I've been enjoying people noticing who you are in cities because you helped them before, and all of that to me is just a blast. So for now, Metaphor to me is still extremely good. I still adore the story. I love the character more than I used to before. The gameplay is still very good, even though it irritated me a little bit because I suck at the game. But everything around that package of a game is so good. I'm not ready to say that Metaphor is an SMT4 or a Persona 5 Royal or a Persona 2 caliber game for me yet, but it's definitely high up on my list of games for sure. So I'm confident that this game is probably going to be my game of the year. For now, it's probably still SMT5 Vengeance, which I think was peak, but I am looking at Metaphor, which as of now, it's already a better game, in my opinion, than what else that I played this year, like Infinite Wealth, Persona 3 Reload, Unicorn Overlord, all games that are minimum 8 out of 10 to me, but Metaphor has already surpassed these games, so I am a huge fan. So once again, tell me if you enjoyed this video, you guys. That way I can make more in the future if you guys liked it. Please stay respectful of spoilers for myself and other people who might watch the comment section here a little bit, and don't forget to give me your tips as well. So if you're into this series here, don't forget to like, subscribe. I would appreciate it. Otherwise, you have a good day, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.